You like my podcast? Gee, thanks. Just started. I see it. I like it. I record. I upload. I upload. I record. I see it. I like it. I think my mic is like way too close to my mouth, so like everyone's kind of going deaf. I think I'll put it down here. Sorry, y'all. Um, Welcome to the OK Martini podcast. Rock and roll, man. Rock and fucking roll. Um, Speaking of seeing and liking and wanting and getting, how are you?
I thought you were gonna be like Ariana Grande. That was
I don't even know what I was going for. I'm G. How are you, man?
I'm great. I see it. I like it. I see it.
You know. My philosophy is I see it, I want it, I like it.
Yeah, like
Um,
the usual.
but yeah. Speaking of which, I mean, okay, sure, we're a little late to the party of talking about this because the song's been out for a while. But like, I just catch on to things late generally. But so I recently started listening to Seven Rings, and it's super catchy. Like I genuinely, I don't know. I don't want to say I enjoy listening to it because I'm not that big a fan of the song, but I can't stop listening to it. You know?
It's very catchy.
It's
But
so good.
listen
Like
to
I
the
see it.
lyrics.
One.
Yeah.
The lyrics are crap. I'm really sorry, but the lyrics are are genuinely bad.
It's catchy, and then you hear the lyrics, and you're like, what am I listening to?
Yeah,
What do you
exactly.
see?
Like, yeah, like she rhymes sad bitch and savage.
Yeah.
Like that's like a huge pet peeve of mine in like the music industry when like what
Oh yeah, never mind.
what no what were you saying?
No, she rhymes like bad shit with sad bitch with savage.
Oh yeah, that's right. She goes bad shit. I should be a sad bitch, and with that melody, it's so
Yeah,
ridiculous.
it's so good.
Been through some bad. Like how could yeah? Okay, so let's just like I don't know. Let's just talk about the song for a second before actually jumping into like poor old Ariana. I don't know. I think I'm clipping my mic. I don't know how I could be talking so loud. Maybe I should just like try and be chill. I'll take it. Namaste. Sorry guys. I'm just like deafening you all. I'm podcasting from my bed cuz lazy as fuck. But so yeah, the song, where do we begin?
Wait, let me find
First
the
of all, yeah, pull up the lyrics. Fucking Joe Rogan, man. Jamie, Jamie, pull it up. I don't know. Pull up.
Well,
Um,
I thought that was
my main issue with the song, aside from the lyrics, is probably the melody from Favorite Things.
yeah.
Like that really bothers me, cause she's singing it in such a like sexy way,
Yeah.
And that song is something I genuinely associate with my childhood. And it's kind of like I don't know how I feel, and like at the same time, because of the melody, I have so much trouble like taking some of the things that like some of the lyrics seriously, like the whole like been through some bad shit, I should be a sad bitch. Like bought 6 rings from my bitches and some shit like that, and I was like, what? Who? Yeah.
What is lashes and diamonds ATM machines?
Yeah, do you buy those?
Are you like in the business?
Most people like collect. Yeah, she's a banker. Ariana Grande's a fucking banker.
We've been.
Dude, literally. Like, it's so ridiculous. It's like, I mean, I love that. I see it. I like it. I want it. I genuinely love that part. Not because it's like good, but it's so catchy in like a
Yeah,
funky way.
So catchy, but it also sounds like she has hiccups.
What?
I I see it. I like it.
Yeah, what is that? You mentioned that once, actually. What does she say?
Yeah. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I hate
and break up
that.
with your girlfriend. It's like, break up with your girlfriend. Yeah, like.
She's like, I don't know. Like, it's so weird. Like, she's kind of, I don't know, like we literally just talked about this before recording, but like it feel like, okay, there are some Ariana Grande songs which I genuinely enjoy listening to. Like, they're not like lyrical masterpieces,
Yeah.
but they're fun, they're catchy, they're decent,
Yeah.
like you can overlook some of the lyrics and shit like that, but this one song, I was just like, bro, what are you doing? It just feels like you said, like she's just basing all of her stuff on like what can become a meme.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
Because, like, yeah, exactly. Like, the lyrics are just, some of them are, my wrist, stop watching. Like, watch.
Yeah, what does that mean? Did she think it was a pun,
I guess.
or that she stopped wearing watches?
Yeah, I guess. Like, my neck is flossy. What does
What?
that mean?
What does that mean? You floss your neck?
My neck is
I do that with a noose, bro. Step up. But it's so weird. Like, like one of my friends was saying that she doesn't get Ariana Grande because she's sexualizing herself so much. Which is like fine, she doesn't have a problem with that. But it's also how she presents herself in like an innocent, almost like girlish light. So it's kind of like, what are you going for? Are you trying to be like cute and innocent, like in a girlish way? Or are you trying to be like this sexy woman? And you literally cannot tell me that you can be both, because otherwise you're saying like be childish and sexual.
yeah. Like,
You can be cute and there's nothing wrong with being sexual. Hey, like, I love sexy stuff. I've had the sex.
Nice. No,
But yeah, you know what I mean, right?
the guy starts flirting with you, and you're just like, are we talking about sex?
Dude, maybe that's why I'm single.
Oh my god.
Like, I have to like fucking double check.
I love sexy stuff.
Sex is great.
I also
Oh
love
my
the
god.
alcohols and
The alcohol and the plants and the devil's lettuce.
anyway.
But yeah, no, it's like it's so yeah, so she's weird. It's kind of like I don't have a bone to pick with her, of course, but it's like when you're a public figure, you open yourself to like some kind of like public criticism. So people who like tell you to shut up for like voicing your opinion about someone, unless it's like abusive, like unless you're like fucking bullying that person, which I personally don't think we are. Hopefully we're not. But like you're open to criticism. It's not like Ariana Grande is gonna listen to this and be like, they see it, they hate it, they record it, I upload.
She makes a diss track. Okay, Martini, you better shut the fuck up.
Can you imagine Ariana Grande? Like, that would be so bad. Like, we would have to diss her so bad that Ariana Grande would drop whatever weird, like, pink indie grunge punk porn shoot. She'll pause it and she'll be like, I need to roast these bitches. Like,
Yeah.
Jesus. Maybe if we had like 1 million subscribers, like, she'd write the diss track about us. We're not famous enough to be like publicly dissed. That's so funny though. Like, when like people like who write this is so randomly off topic, but people who write diss tracks, they're in my mind kind of giving that person more publicity, because like if you don't know what's going on, you're gonna be searching it up and going on them. And yeah, sorry, you were saying.
No, that's true. Yeah, but sometimes it's like, especially like in the like rap world, it's like, oh, he didn't reply, that means like he's a pussy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If he didn't reply to you, oh my god, that means like you
Oh, is that why you get pissed when people don't reply to you?
oh my god. No,
They're pussies. No, I'm joking.
Like, but then you're kind of like, why would I respond? I can just like pretend I don't know this person. You know what I mean? Like some bigger.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
who's
exactly.
This guy? Who's he? Like, why is he dissing me? You know, like.
Yeah, like what was that fucking like? Yeah, like that fucking Mariah Carey meme where it's like, I don't know her.
Dude.
Who is she?
Suddenly I can't read. Who's that?
Suddenly I can't read. Who is that? It's like, sir, that's your son. I don't like music. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have the sex.
I don't have to say.
Yeah, you don't need to tell us twice.
Yeah.
Man, like, why is it such a, I wouldn't say, well, I don't know. Nothing, never mind. Anyway, quality podcasting.
What were you gonna say?
It doesn't matter. I didn't know how to, like, formulate the sentence, so, like, probably, like, the more we talk, I'll probably think of a way to phrase the sentence in a way that completely makes sense, because right now it's just, like, random words put together.
Yeah.
That's all. But yeah, speaking of being late to things, late periods are because of pregnancy. And speaking of pregnancy...
That was smooth as fuck. Well, not really.
Thanks, bruv. Dolphin material. The royal baby's born. A pregnant woman gave birth. Groundbreaking.
Yeah, like, that doesn't happen every second.
Yeah, like, it's... I have never ever heard of, like, fucking childbirth. You know, especially after, like, a married couple, one of them, like, the woman specifically, was pregnant. I had never heard of such a thing, of childbirth.
That is insane.
But yeah, so Harry and Meghan had their first child. Huge congrats to them. Don't know why you like those kids so much, but hey, you're royal. You need to, like, make more things to... you know, colonize the world and shit. Yeah. But, like, oh my god, I was getting fucking, like, breaking news alerts from BBC, and you were, like, getting from, like, CNN and all kinds of, like, yeah.
Like, so many news outlets, just, like, one after the other, is just, like, Meghan Markle just gave birth to a healthy baby boy. And, like, the next...
Yeah, and it's all, like, breaking news. Like, this is not breaking news. Like, I see breaking news. I think, like, oh, something's gone down in politics. Or, like, something new's been discovered. Or, like, someone's died. But it's, like, no. Just a baby. Just a baby's born. Like, cool. I'm not related to him. Like, it would be so funny to think that they literally just do that for, like, the royal family. Because, like, I don't know. I'm picturing that the royal family isn't allowed to have, like, social media. Yeah. So this is their way of, like, updating each other.
But don't they? Don't they? They can?
I don't know. I'm sure they do. And I'm sure that they're all in touch with each other, at least.
Yeah, like, they have a group chat.
Yeah, they have, like, a group chat. It's got, like, emojis and shit. And they have, like, one with Queen Elizabeth, one without her.
Yes, dude.
Oh my god, they have one just, like, fucking Prince Charles and Harry and William. And it's just them, and, like, the name is, like, The Royal Lads or something. Yeah. That would be so funny. That would be so funny. I'm pretty sure, like... at least Harry has social media or whatever, like, WhatsApp. Because, like, I remember, like, my mom used to buy those, like, Hello magazines. And when I was younger, he used to always be in them and, like, be at clubs. And they'd be talking about what new girl he's dating. So it was kind of like a playboy to me. I don't know if I, like, misunderstood. So, like, I'm sure that he had, like, you know, he probably, like, slipped into girls' DMs, like, oh, sup, I'm a prince. You know? Can you imagine doing that before, like, yeah, sorry?
She used to have an Instagram, now she doesn't.
Yeah, sorry. Maybe they're not allowed to have, like, social media. That's so weird.
Maybe she has Twitter. Anyway, continue, sorry.
Yeah. Because, like, no, that's all. No, I was just gonna, like, but that's really strange to me. Because, like, presidents and stuff have, like, Instagram and shit. Like, we know it's not run by them.
Yeah.
But, like, well, Twitter, in the case of one, is definitely run by him.
But,
like, names, yeah, you all know who. Fucking Ariana Grande. The best politician.
Yeah, my favorite, like, Ariana Grande 2020.
Ariana, Ariana Grande 2020.
Imagine she
Guys,
runs.
let's campaign. Isn't Kanye running?
He wanted to run, but I don't know if he's gonna run anymore.
Because he said, like, oh, like, I'm gonna, I don't know how Kanye talks, but he was like, oh, I'm gonna run, and, like, he seemed serious about it, so
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure everyone was like,
yeah, he did. He like in 2016, he was like, "Dude, I'm gonna run for president 2020," and then he made like Kanye 2020 shit.
can
Yeah,
you
I
imagine if
definitely
he
seen that.
does run? That would be bizarre.
That would be weird. I can't
Dude,
even
that would be
imagine.
the, like, for the political debate, he freestyles.
Oh my god.
Like the presidential debates, he freestyles. It's like a rap battle. He's like dissing the other candidates.
He would just be so mad the whole time. Like,
Dude, literally, like I can't. And can you? This will definitely. Well, actually, after the circumstances of their like America's last election, I literally cannot say that's not gonna happen. It's too ridiculous. But
okay,
like, can you picture if he was president? Like if he actually like ran and
I
got
think
elected?
that would be insane. But I think that's possible because look at Ukraine.
Mm. Oh right.
Like they elected a fucking comedian who has no like knowledge in politics at all. But
That's
apparently,
amazing, though.
like Kanye, like he actually tweeted 2024. So maybe he'll
Recently?
run. Yeah. Well, like a few months ago. He just
Oh.
tweeted 2024. And then someone else wrote 2024, the year of free Kanye West.
Oh.
So,
That's weird.
yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know. That's weird.
Mm.
Imagine if he does run, like.
That would be, dude. Like, I just feel like I mean, I always like say this as a disclaimer, you know. So like, people can correct me and shit, but like, I don't know shit about politics. Like, anything I know is just like my opinion from my lack of understanding of it. But like, American politics just seems to be so messed up. Like, it's just gotten so ridiculous. Like, it doesn't seem real.
It seems like a show, like.
Yeah, dude, it just does not seem like something that would genuinely happen. Like there's a whole bunch of like shit in the world, but like the problems that they're facing, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like sure, like everywhere has its problems. Like here in Italy, I don't know if we talked about this last time, but they wanted to pass a law or something to like make sure that teachers get training to be able to detect black magic and Satan worshipping here in Italy.
Like, what kind of. Who comes up with this?
It's 2019. Did they like spin a fucking like wheel and just like it lands on something? Okay, that's illegal now.
Really, what the
like
fuck?
like it's gotten to the point where it's kind of like it just feels like people are like, "Oh, well, this is what I want, so let's do it." It almost feels like there's rarely anyone giving any rhyme or reason over why they would be good, you know?
Yeah, but then it has to be approved. I mean, I don't know how it is in Italy.
Yeah, I mean, me too. But I'm sure, like, everyone in the world, like, when you pass a law, like, unless it's, like, a dictatorship and the dictator's like, this is gonna happen, no one's gonna say, okay, we need to talk about it because it's the dictator.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, yeah, sure, you got it.
Yeah, like in America, I'm pretty sure in like the UK as well. Yeah, they have like two houses.
Yeah.
So like, but I think the ultimate decision is by the Queen. I'm not sure, but basically these two houses they kind of like can sign the legislation if they agree with it or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
I guess the party proposes it to them or something like that. But
Mm-hmm.
then, like I remember something about the Queen having like the ultimate decision over certain laws or certain things.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I don't know. I mean, who knows if she actually does anything or I mean,
She's really old now. Like, I mean, technically, if someone's that old, they shouldn't be working, let alone, like, running a country. That's the weird thing about monarchies, I guess.
it's so weird. Like, but also how like she's how much longer is she gonna stay alive?
Very true.
Like,
And there's all these articles, and when I see them, I'm like, this is a little insensitive. Like, sure, she may be the queen, she may be a public figure, but she's still, like, a real person in the world.
yeah,
Like, I don't know if you see these articles, it's like the top secret, like, um, protocols for when the queen dies and shit. And, like, sometimes, like, you just see them, like, they pop out of nowhere. And I'm like, well, she's still alive. So this is a little,
like, they're waiting. Like,
yeah, like, I totally understand she's old and shit. And, like, you know, freedom of speech, you can say whatever you want. But it's kind of like, she's 93. Well, but, you know, I don't know. It's just weird to me. It's...
How is she... It's just... I don't know.
Yeah, what's her secret?
Yeah, like, how is she...
She went through some bad shit. She should be a sad bitch.
But it turned her into a savage. Like,
but now she's a savage.
It turned her into an immortal being. Like, she's not...
It turned her into an immortal being. Fucking... Dude, maybe we should maybe we should maybe. I'm trying to say follow Ariana Grande and it keeps turning to Fariana. We should.
What? Weird?
I forgot. I was too busy trying to pronounce follow.
Oh, but like...
I'm... Yeah. What is it? What do you want? What is happening?
You know that video? I don't know if you've seen it. It's just like this person just like looking at their screen and it's like, and I oop.
What?
It's the funniest shit.
Wait, hold up. Wait, what is that? What happens in the video?
It's the best reaction ever. Like, this person is just like sitting, you can just see their face. They're like looking like forward, I guess, and they just look to the side and they're like, and I oop.
And I oop?
Yeah.
What?
Like, as if like they saw something weird, like they started saying something, like,
Oh my god.
and then they saw something weird, they're like, oop. They're like,
What the fuck?
Dude, it's
I've
funny.
never seen this in my life.
I'll send it to you. It's so
Please
funny.
do. That's amazing. Jesus Christ. I'm like talking so loud and laughing so hard. Just like losing my fucking vocal cords. Oh my goodness. Man, do you ever just like think about random things?
Yeah.
Like random scenarios in the world and just think what would happen if that was like, you know, the case? Do you ever think about this kind of stuff?
Wait, what do you mean?
Like, okay, for example, I literally just said this, but like, for example, like, think of like, what would be like the worst way you could find out you're adopted? Like, it can be as ridiculous as you want, but like, what would be like the worst way to you, for you, Sophia, to find out that you're adopted?
I don't like, honestly. Okay, either like didn't come from my parents or like my family.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
some random person knew about it. Like, not random, but like,
Oh, okay.
friend knew about it or something.
It would be weird if a total stranger came up to you and was like, "You're adopted. I know your parents."
I would be like, who are you? What are you doing?
Yeah.
No,
It would be even creepier if they knew who you were.
Yeah.
That's
You-
terrifying.
you know-
Anyway,
I don't know if I told you this story, but I think
you're adopted?
No.
You look just like your siblings, dude. You look like a photocopy of your siblings.
No.
Like, unless they adopted all of you, like, at different times from the same parents.
The only thing is, like, my little brother, not the youngest one, the one, like...
The second to last, yeah?
The second to last. His skin is so much, like, darker than all of ours.
Like my brother, too.
Yeah. It's so strange.
That's weird.
Yeah. But, like, all of us are, like, have pretty light skin, and he's just, like,
Yeah.
brown. Like...
Yeah. Oh. He's just brown.
Like, he has way darker
My
skin.
brother's just fucking brown.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. We were about to talk about something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. How to find out that you're adopted?
Like, the worst way to you personally. Like, I think for me...
Yeah, you tell me first.
Tell me.
and I'll tell you.
No, I was just gonna say that basically, I feel like... For me, it would be like walking in on my parents copulating. And I freak out, and so, like, my parents, like, would come up to me and, like, try to talk to me, like, you know, be like, "Yeah, hey, Sarah, like, what are you worried about?" I'm like, "Oh my god, no, I can't believe I saw that." And then they say, "Why are you upset? It's not like we had to do that for you."
Oh my
And then
god.
you're like, "Wait, hold up, what's that supposed to mean?" And then you have to find out that you're not adopted
You
when
really?
you watch your... Yeah, that would be weird.
Yeah.
That would be...
Like that's actually like you. How did you come up with this one?
I literally just came up with it as we're speaking.
Like I thought for like what I was thinking is like someone that's like a family friend, just like
Yeah.
slips it into the conversation as a joke, and
Oh
like
my
thinking I
god,
know
that would be
about
so
it, I
bad.
don't know. Like that's what I was thinking. Like that would be like very embarrassing and awkward because I would be like I didn't fucking know that, but thanks for
Yeah.
making my laugh.
Can you imagine, like, you'd be like, "Wait, I don't get the joke," and then they all just kind of stare at you.
And they all start laughing.
And then,
Like, burst out
yeah,
laughing.
yeah, or like, well, actually, no, I was thinking that they all, like, they kind of give, like, a weird reaction if they don't know how to react, and then, like, you get the joke based
Yeah.
on their reaction. That would be terrible.
Yeah, and I like
Especially, like, when you're a grown-ass adult,
yeah,
and you have to find it out, like, that way. Can you picture that? That would be so awful.
that would be awful. But
Cause, you, like, I don't know.
it would explain some stuff.
I mean, sure. Sure. I mean, and then they genetically modified every single one of you to look alike.
Yeah.
Because that's, like, the thing. Like, me and my brother, we look so alike. Like, there's no way that
Yeah, there's no
you
way
could, like...
around
I
that.
joke with my brother that the only person in my family who looks adopted is my mom. Like, even my dog looks more closely related to, like, my dad and me and my brother than my mom does.
Oh my god.
Like, you know? So it's like, it's weird shit. But, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I completely forgot what I was about to say. That's not good.
I'm trying to remember what I wanted to
God damn.
talk about.
I'll give you some time to think, and I'll give you, like, another random ass scenario you can think of. So, like, okay, here it is. What would be the best the best way or the coolest way to kill someone?
Coolest way to kill someone.
Yeah, that would, like, no, that's not a good one. Never mind.
Yeah.
Don't answer that.
Okay. Like,
Why? Are you gonna give away something you already did? Like, it's been a cold case, and then, like, some, like, detectives listening to this
so
podcast,
specific.
and then they're like, Gadzooks, that's how Johnny Harmon died. I don't know who Johnny Harmon is.
Johnny Harmon.
Imagine that's, like, the name of someone in some director. What would be the worst way to get arrested?
The worst way to get arrested?
Yeah.
I think, like, what do you mean? Like, the worst scenario or, like, you actually did something wrong?
Okay, you know what? We'll do both. One is, like, what is the worst scenario you can picture yourself in being arrested? And what is also the worst thing, the stupidest thing you can think of, like, being arrested for? Let's go with the first one.
The worst scenario to be arrested in. Like, imagine
They're gonna, like...
at graduation.
At your graduation. It's like, you know, they call out your name.
Receiving my
Yeah, you're getting the diploma, and then the police officers tackle you.
Dude, that would be...
Like, they just jump on... Get her, she's there! And they just tackle you on the stage. And then you have, like... You know, like in those movies when they, like, pile on top of each other?
Yeah.
Like, that's what happens with you.
Like that, like in American football when you just all, like, jump on.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or, like...
Yeah. Your wedding. That would be so terrible.
That would be so bad.
Cause, like, if I'm not wrong, I think, like, you marry the person. Like, imagine, like, it's like at the wedding reception, like,
yeah.
after you've all said, like, yes, I do, and you've been officially wedded. Yeah, when you're partying, like, the police, like, bust in and arrest you, like, at your wedding. That would be so bad. like the picture on your husband's face.
Or when your husband is, like, your boyfriend's about to propose to you. And
Oh my god.
And the police just fucking
Like a SWAT team breaks through the window. Oh my god, that's so...
Like, they like, throw the ring out of his fucking hand, like...
Yeah, like, they kick it out.
Slap the ring off, yeah, like, they're just like...
Oh my god, that would be so... I'm sure shit like this has happened in the world.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Like, I'm pretty sure, like, someone's, like, probably gotten arrested while, like, taking a massive shit. You know? Can you picture that?
Imagine,
Like, you're in the pub... Like, what do? Do you wait for the person to finish?
I don't know.
Like, I'm pretty sure, like, yeah.
Like, you can't hear that they're, like, knocking on your door and you're, like, taking a shower and then they break the door open and they, like...
Yeah, like, I would slip. I would start screaming.
I would, like, probably, like, die in the shower.
Oh my god, imagine, like, they think that you're out of the country, so they decide to search your home and they open the door wide open while you have, like, a Tinder date. And you're, like, fucking, you're, like, in the middle of... Actually, I think that's the worst. Being arrested while you're in the middle of fucking.
Yeah, because you have to explain
Like...
to the other person, like, I'm so sorry.
Well, you wouldn't have to explain to the other person, because, like, they... Like... But, like, can you imagine being a man in that, like... Can you imagine a man in that situation, like, with, like, a fucking erection, and the police are there, and they're like, hey, hands up! And it's like, I was going hands-free, officer. Like, I don't know.
He's like, hands up, and then the officer is just like, just your hands, sir, please.
Just your hands. Oh my god. Dude, that would be so... I don't know, that's like so shit. Like, or like imagine you're... I have my permesso appointment this week to like get my visa. Can you imagine like you're in the line to go into the police station and like you get arrested?
Dude.
By, like, other police officers from, like, a different, like, precinct. Like, they've come to get you.
Dude,
that would be awful. I'm sure that's happened. Like, someone getting arrested at the police station.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean,
yeah.
But, like, now the worst, like, the stupidest, like, reason to get arrested.
Oh, yeah, like, the stupidest thing you could have done to, like, be arrested. What would yours be? I actually didn't think of this while we were talking.
No, I didn't either.
Okay. You seemed so excited about it.
No, because I was like, okay, wait, let me think.
You know what's a reality in some countries? Homosexuality, being gay can get you arrested.
That's true, like...
That's sad, but also ridiculous. Can you picture? Yeah, I like taking it up the butt. You're under arrest.
Yeah,
like,
but how would they know unless you're, like, in public with someone?
Exactly, that's the thing. That's the loophole.
If I knew that this was illegal in that country, I wouldn't tell a police officer, like, yeah, dude I
yeah, deadass. Like, you wouldn't go, like, fucking, like, eating pussy in public. Like, in a country where you know, like, homosexuality is illegal. I mean, sure, it's, like, terrible that it's illegal, but, like, you know, keep yourself alive. You know?
Literally, exactly.
Don't risk your life for a quick fuck. I'm a stupid fuck. I like a quick fuck. What was it? What are the lyrics? I'm a sick fuck. I like a quick...
Yeah.
Anyways. Not important. But, like, yeah, what could be the stupidest thing?
It should be, like, something so, like, simple, right?
Okay, so the circus is in town. You go to the circus. You're chilling there. You're having fun. There's acrobatics. All kinds of shit. And whilst you're driving back, it's, like, a really rocky terrain where you're parked. And... While driving, you feel like you went over, like, a big boulder. And you're like, oh, damn. So you go back in reverse, you know, to make sure that you didn't scratch the underside of your car. And then you turn, and then you go over the boulder. So you've already gone over the boulder twice, and then you turn, you go over the boulder a third time. And whilst you're, like, driving away, you know, you're all happy, go lucky, whatever. And then all of a sudden, like, 2 minutes later, the police car stops you, and you ran over one of the circus midgets. And because you drove away, that's manslaughter.
So bad.
That would be a terrible reason to get arrested. Like, oh my god, what are you gonna say in court? I thought it was a rock.
Literally, like, who's gonna
How insensitive.
You? Yeah. Like, no, also people are gonna be like, you're a piece of shit, but also, like, we don't believe you. But it's like,
yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, literally. Like, it would be even worse if, like, you had a fight with the exact midget you ran over and people saw you. That would be awful. Like, you know, like, you want to get like some circus peanuts, and like the midget's like, sure, $5. You're like, what the fuck? I'm not paying $5. Give it to me for like $3. I don't know how peanut pricing works. And like the midget's like angry. It's like, fine, you're not getting peanuts. And you're like, hey, this is ridiculous. You're ripping me off. And then like people are like, hey, you guys, stop it. You know, and it was like a big line, so people saw you arguing. Yeah, so when you run over this midget literally 3 times, you can't say, hey, it was an accident, because they're like, you went over him 3 times. It was like you were making sure he's dead.
Dude, that's so
you can't be like, hey, I thought it was a giant rock.
Like the 3 times.
Like, yeah, literally. Like, oh, like, it was just an accident. I didn't want to scratch the bottom of my car. Like, can you imagine, like, sitting in court saying that? Well, like, they're showing, like, a picture of, like, some midget's, like, just dead body that you ran over, and this, like, midget family's, like, just, like, scowling at you. Yeah. Because, like, first of all, they're offended that you thought that their dead child was a rock just because he was small. Oh my God. This is so bad.
This is so dark.
Well, it'd be, like, another, like, dumb reason to get arrested.
Like, it's something so stupid. Like, something, you know what I mean? Like, something that, like, could have easily been avoided, kind of. But, like, what?
Yeah, like running over a circus midget.
Yeah, but, like...
Oh my God. This is a real thing that happened, though, so I don't know if this counts. But there were these, like, teenagers who got arrested for trying to break into, like, a weed dispensary. Yeah. And they stole all the bottles they had propped up behind the window display. And they stole what they thought was, like, 2 kilos of weed. But what it actually was, because it was displayed, it was oregano.
Oh my God.
They got arrested for stealing 2 kilos of oregano. Yeah, that is so bad. Like, that is so awful. Like, yes, they were, like, it was still stealing, but, like, can you picture it? Like, you thought you were stealing weed. Yeah. And then it's like, nope, yeah. you just stole some Italian seasoning. You're under arrest.
Yeah, when you're in jail, it's like, what are you in for? Dude, for stealing some fucking oregano, dude, I had to, like, spice up my pasta. Like, dude,
I had to spice up my pasta. It's like, can you imagine, like, they changed their defense to, like, we knew it was oregano all along.
We're running a restaurant, okay? We're opening a restaurant.
It's like, hey, we ran out of oregano, but, like, we can't order Amazon Prime, like, at 3 a.m.
Exactly, like,
so, like, we needed the oregano. We knew it. Hey, Jerry's the owner. Come on, Jerry. It's like, my name is Lloyd. And it's like, shit. Where the fuck is Jerry?
Where the fuck is
Chad?
Dude,
I knew a kid named Chad. Yesterday? Oh, shit. Yeah, speaking of being arrested.
Okay,
Sophie was arrested.
No.
No, she wasn't.
No,
she wasn't.
Please, God, please don't.
No.
Anyway.
Can I arrest you at your graduation?
No.
Can you imagine I just walk up to you, like, while you're on stage? Like, the worst. Not even, like, when everyone's chatting. Like, while you're on stage, all eyes are on you. I'm like, ma'am, you're under arrest. And everyone's like, what?
What the fuck did you do?
That would be awful. Fraud. Sorry. Anyways, tell us... Fraud. Fraud. Yeah, sorry. Tell us what happened.
Okay, so basically, me and my friends went to this cafe bar. We were sitting outside. And literally... we were so tired, so we're like, we're not even gonna order drinks, like alcoholic drinks. Like, I literally had a tea, like, so, like, maybe I should have been drunk.
Pussy?
Yeah, dude. Like, my friend had a fucking iced tea. I had a tea, and my other friend had a fucking ginger ale. Like, we're
fucking pussies. Ew, I can't believe I'm gonna meet these people.
Yeah. So...
yeah.
But the thing is, like, the night before, I was, like, so fucked up. And I don't know what I even drank, so, like, whatever.
A Negroni, perhaps?
Yeah, too strong for you.
Too strong, forte, troppo forte. Yes.
So, first, we were just sitting, we're talking, and there's, like, we are sitting, like, in the outside area, and then there's, like, a glass, like, door, and you can see the inside area. Yeah. So, we're sitting there, and then, like, we're sitting there, and after, like, 10 minutes, these girls run out, and one of the waiters runs out, and runs to the, like, across the street, you know? And then just runs straight. And we're like, what the fuck is going on? Like, we just, like, I'm trying to look, like, who are they running to? Or, like, what happened? Did something happen in the, like near, because it's like near the dome. So I'm like, did something happen?
Yeah.
And then we're like, I don't know what to do. And then like a couple of like more minutes pass, and everyone's
Yeah. I thought you said a couple of Mormons passed for a second, and I was like,
a couple of
you left
Mormons
out this
just
part.
walked by
Just walked right by, and they were arrested for being Mormons. Anyway, sorry.
So,
Yeah.
and then suddenly like this guy runs out of the bar, and then this waiter like catches him and starts like shaking him. It's like,
Oh my
where's
God.
the wallet? Where's the wallet? Your friend ran away with the wallet. And he's like, he's not my friend. He's not my friend. Or like, I didn't know he was.
He's not my friend. Sure, he ran away with the wallet, but he's not my friend.
Yeah, I gave him that wallet, but we don't know each other.
It's like, hey, get your facts straight. I have no friends. I'm free for friends, guys.
I'm alone, okay?
I'm alone. I prefer Big Bang Theory. Sorry. My dad.
My hair comes back.
What? Oh, what? What did you say? My hair combed back?
I forgot the lyrics.
Those aren't the lyrics.
Anyway.
You like my hair? Gee, thanks. Just brushed it.
Oh yeah.
You like my hair combed back?
Your hair is sexy back. Anyway.
No.
Mean Girls.
Oh, I thought you were talking about my dad.
Yeah. Okay. No. Ew.
No. Wait, why are you saying ew?
About Aaron Samuels.
Why are you saying ew? You don't think my dad's sexy? You know those kind of people. You know those kind of people. Sorry.
Yeah.
Continue with the story. We'll talk about those kinds of people later.
Yeah, we will. Okay, quickly. This guy. So he's like.
No, don't worry. Get through the story. Take your time.
He's so upset, obviously. Like, I would be shitting myself. He starts like.
Yeah.
He has his bag and he's like, look, I don't have anything. Please let me go. And the guy's like, we're not letting you go. Like, you're an accomplice. Like, that guy's your friend, whatever. And this guy, like, he's
Were they speaking in English?
No, in Italian.
Oh,
He speaks
okay.
Italian, but he's foreign. He's from Latin America. Like,
Okay.
Yeah, and then, because then afterwards he started swearing in Spanish, but, like, my friend was like, he has a, like, Chilean accent, so whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so he's
Oh, that was specific.
Yeah, she was like, he's from Chile. I'm like, okay, nice. And then, yeah, so he's like, I didn't do anything, please let me go. And the guy's like, no, we're not, like, he was, like, so, like, the bartender or waiter, I don't know, he literally was, like, holding him up to the fucking wall, like, shaking him, like...
Jesus.
And we were, like, right there, we were, like, trying not to watch, but it's, like, you know, it's hard not to watch when they're just screaming. And
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then, like, these girls who were, like, inside, like, they were, like, they were just watching, like, one of the girls whose stuff got stolen. And then...
Yeah.
And then he starts, like, crying, freaking out. He, like, takes everything out of his bag. He's like, look, I don't have anything. And he's like, call your friend. And then he's like, okay, fine. Like, they were actually friends. Like, they knew each other. So he calls him. He's like...
he's not my friend.
Yeah, and he's like, where the fuck are you? The guy, I think, didn't say anything. Like,
yeah.
At the other
like, he
time.
knew what was happening.
Yeah. And then later, like... After like not crying, but like he was very, very worried. They were talking. Whatever.
Yeah.
He was like, "Let me go, whatever." The manager.
Well, yeah, it's like it's really distressing.
Yeah, like I was so afraid. The manager comes and he's like, "Give me your phone," to the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the guy gives him the phone. He calls his friend. He's like, "Call him.
Jesus.
Call him. I'll talk to him." He's like, "We have your picture. We have your like number. We have your address.
Yeah.
We know where you are." Like, not where you are, but we know, like, who you are, you know. And they have cameras, like, outside the bar. So he's like,
yeah.
So come here or something. And they call the police. The police come. Like, I just see, like, these blue lights flash, and I'm like, fucking... What
Jesus.
And then the policeman comes, like, speaks to him. Speaks to the guy. They take him, they put him in the police car. And... the police car drives off and the other policeman stays and he asks like questions to like the bartender, the waiter, like the girls, like what exactly happened, whatever. And then it was just and people were just like, what the fuck, because it was such a big scene.
I can imagine, dude. That's like so crazy.
Yeah, they came out of the bar to look at what the fuck was going on.
Did no one like help? Like, did the girl realize after the other guy left that like someone stole their wallet?
Yeah, because that's why they started running after him. I think they were I think she realized because maybe he run out or something because they started
Yeah.
running after something, or maybe she realized like a bit later. Like she
Oh,
remembered that it
okay.
was him. Maybe he just like walked off normally because we didn't even notice this guy running away.
Yeah.
But you know,
Like he was seen, and so
yeah,
he was
yeah,
like, oh shit, like better jolt.
yeah. So
Yeah,
and then
shit,
afterwards they
man.
started running, and I was like, "Where are they?" We were all like, "Why are they running? Like, what is happening?" Like, we thought like something crazy was happening in the center, because
Yeah,
that
yeah.
same day, like we saw people in like weird costumes walking around, like you know. So we're like, "Oh, maybe something is going on there." But then after that guy was
Yeah.
started saying like, "You stole like your friend stole the shit. You're not leaving until your friend comes here," you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But the thing is, like, to me, it's like even if he knew that his friend was gonna steal shit, dude, like I
Yeah.
would run. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I wouldn't stay there wait for them to realize that my friend stole someone's wallet.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
So
unless he was also gonna steal from someone.
yeah,
But then,
exactly.
like, the reason he ran, oh no, there's a hole in the butt of my pants.
But, but yeah,
Anyways, um, but like the thing is, like, maybe like they were trying to like rob together,
yeah,
like, and he like didn't get a chance to do it, and like he decided to run because he was like, oh shit, I won't be able to do it now. I don't know, honestly,
yeah, or
but that's
something.
so freaky. Like,
And
Jesus Christ.
like my friends were like, what like. How do you think they did it? Did they think they just like walked past them, took it? And I'm like, maybe they sat like together, or they sat
Yeah,
like right next to them, because the first guy
yeah,
like we didn't even notice him. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
we noticed the second guy. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was crazy.
Like my dad was like telling me about like one thing to like always look out for when I'm like out in like especially crowded places is that people like who pickpocket, they rarely are alone
Yeah.
because like it's easier with like a group of people because like like one person would like bump into you
Yeah.
and then you just be like, okay, someone bumped into me or whatever, and then the other person bumps into you and that's when they take your wallet or whatever and they
Exactly.
swap out, so you don't suspect who it may
Yeah.
be you know so
Exactly.
that's the thing, like maybe that's what was the case, so he
Yeah,
was
I
like,
think so.
so maybe like he came out later to like seem like he didn't know that guy, even if they did catch the other guy. But then like why would he run like a total he ran because the girls were like, that's him, right?
Yeah, like no, I think the first guy, the guy that actually took it, I think
Yeah.
he left like normally, and they didn't realize yet. And then
Yeah.
they started running like later.
Yeah.
And then the
Maybe
guy,
that's because
yeah,
like the guy was supposed to like hang around longer.
yeah, maybe. And
Like
then
so
I
they
think
wouldn't
they
suspect
realized
them
like,
being
oh, he
together.
was with this guy, he was with this guy. So
Yeah.
that guy started running.
Shit.
He caught them, but yeah, and that's the thing. Like once, like I was walking on the street and this guy, like it was such a like a hard bump. You know what I mean? Like we just like
Yeah.
bumped each other so hard, and literally in that moment I was like, did I just get robbed? Like,
Shit. Yeah,
because
no,
you
I
know it's
get you.
like
I
so
totally
dissociated.
get that.
You're like, what?
Yeah.
Where the fuck? What the fuck? Yeah, like because you just like don't understand what's going on for like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
Like it's
scary.
so like, yes, you never know when this kind of shit is gonna happen. Like, one of my roommate's friends like got her wallet stolen like when they were out together. Like,
Yeah.
that's like like, and another like person like one of my classmates, like she had her wallet stolen when she was like near the Duomo here in Milan. And like that's so crazy because like I'm just like, how does this kind of shit like happen? And
Yeah,
it
exactly.
stresses me out because I'm like, what if it happens like to me? Like I like to think that I'm fairly street smart and like try to avoid these kinds of things, but like it's always like, oh shit, like what am I gonna do? Like,
Exactly. Like people. So many people are like, I've had my phone stolen. Like here's so many people.
yeah, it's
Like the first
crazy
week
like
of
when I
uni,
hear
they're like,
that.
my phone got stolen. I'm like, how are you fucking living, dude?
Like
Like
I
I'm
have
like
never had anything of,
distressed.
yeah. I've never had anything of mine like well, I've never had anything of mine stolen out in public. I have had a Tinder date who stole my sunglasses.
What? Did it,
I told you about this, remember? It was like the guy, the French guy.
I don't
He stole my
remember.
sunglasses. Like
What the?
my,
Oh
I
yeah,
had
I
these like
think
Giorgio
yeah.
Armani sunglasses, and they had my
That's
prescription
so
in them.
bad.
But yeah, that
I
fucking
think I
douche.
remember. What a mess.
Yeah, he stole my sunglasses. And there
Damn.
was my fucking cousin who basically, I didn't realize, but there was this one point where I was like losing a lot of my t-shirts. Like it was in this like 2 week period. Like, I have a lot of t-shirts. I love t-shirts. And, like, it was in this, like, period where, like, she was, like, staying over. And, like, after she'd gone, like, 2 weeks had passed. Like, I'm a very disorganized person. And I couldn't find some of the t-shirts I liked. But I literally, like, thought it was because, like, I'm disorganized. And, like, during the summer, I was over at her place in Iran. And their housemaid was like, oh, I'm not gonna name her, but her housemaid was like, oh, hey, this isn't your shirt. I don't recognize this.
Yeah.
And then I see it, and, like, I instantly, like, without even thinking, I was like, oh, hey, that's my shirt. Like, I was like, oh, hey, I have the same shirt.
Yeah.
And she goes, oh, Sarah, this is your shirt. I probably packed it by accident. And then, like, when I was like, oh, thanks, and I went to, because I had slept over at their house, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna fold this and put it in my bag. And when I was doing that, I realized, like, I looked up, she was standing really awkwardly in front of, like, another t-shirt that was hanging, and
It was your shirt also.
it was another shirt of mine that I had, that I could not find. And, like, I didn't know what to say. I didn't know to be like, hey, is that my shirt? Because...
Yeah.
You know?
It's so awkward to say.
It's so awkward. And, like, and also she stole my fucking, like, Naked 2 palette.
What the fuck? Dude, family sucks sometimes.
Family sucks. I mean, sure, I love my family, but, like, yeah, this was, like, there's weird shit that happens, like, in everyone's family. This is, like, one of those things that whenever I think about it, I'm like, that was bizarre.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, I've never actually had anything still. Although my grandparents did have their house broken into.
What happened? That's crazy.
Like they were like away. They were in the north of Iran, and when they came back, they saw that like half of like almost all of their like stuff was gone, except for my grandma's jewelry. Like almost all of their stuff was gone. Like every valuable, all the carpets, everything. And then before that, like, my grandpa's company also got broken into, and the company had, like, this massive storage space where we kept, like, everything. From, like, so, like, a lot of, like, the stuff that I had growing up, like, furniture and just, like, other shit that we didn't want to bring with us, like, to Dubai, all of that, like, got stolen.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and I was like, fuck, like, that's insane. Like, how does this kind of stuff happen?
Yeah.
Most of the time, they're inside jobs, you know?
But like,
because like they'd have to know like how to get there and stuff.
Yeah.
With the house, I don't know. I think it's just like people like because they live on like
they're not home.
Yeah, they know that they're like an old couple, and they're like, oh well, they haven't been home for like a while and whatever, you know. And it was like, yeah, the house was broken into, so now they've got like security cameras up and shit. But like, I don't know. It's like nerve-wracking, especially because like my grandma's like sick right now. And, like, this is, like, relatively unrelated, but one of their neighbors is also doing construction, and my dad was so worried that, like, the house, like, the walls or something would cave in, that he moved them to my uncle's empty apartment in Tehran.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah.
Yeah, that's so...
And that's supposed to be safer. Yeah.
I thought the walls would cave in.
Yeah, because they were doing construction.
Oh, okay, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no, he didn't just randomly think, like, oh shit, what if the walls cave in?
I was like, wait, is he sick?
You know where the walls don't cave in? Yeah. This other building. Man, it's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Do you have any weird cousins?
Yeah, I do. I have a few.
Okay.
No, like, I could tell... I think I'll tell you this. Maybe I did tell you this story, but I can't tell it here.
Okay, no worries. It's all G. But, like, I'll just say something weird about, like, another one of my cousins. But, like, he is, like, a really... He's a good guy. He's a good guy, but he's really weird. And, like, one time, I can't remember what was happening. We were all, like, staying over at his place. Like, me and my other cousins. And like, these are like second cousins. They're like my dad's cousins' kids that I'm friends with. And we were all staying over at his place. And I can't remember what we were trying to do. And we were like 15 or 16, I want to say. And we were trying to do something on his like iPad. And he had one of these like those photo apps where you need a password to go in on it.
Yeah.
So we went on that, and like my other cousin, who was his first cousin, she was like, "Wait, I think I may know the password." And
Oh
and
my
he had
god.
so much Yu-Gi-Oh porn.
Oh my god.
He had so much Yu-Gi-Oh hentai. Like it was like thousands of pictures of like Yu-Gi-Oh hentai. It was insane. And when he came, we were like, "Dude, what is this?" And he was like, "Oh,
What
nothing."
does it
And
look
we were
like?
like, and he was so chill. He was like, but he wasn't chill in terms of like, "Oh yeah, so what?" He was kind of chill, like, "Oh, that's nothing. What are you talking about?" Like as if it wasn't there.
Oh my
He's
god.
like, "What are you talking about? Like it's nothing. It's what are you saying? Like that's nothing."
That's
Like
totally normal. Like,
yeah, but it was only Yu-Gi-Oh. There was literally nothing else. Like that is all that kid jacked off to, fucking Yu-Gi-Oh porn.
how old were you guys?
We were like, I was like 15 or 16, which meant he was like 13 or 14.
Oh my god.
So that's my brother's age. That's so ridiculous. Oh my god, speaking of my brother, he got attacked by some girl in his
He did.
school. Like I'm not gonna fully go into it, but like this chick was like bothering him, and he was kind of ignoring her. So like she slapped him across the face, and then he said something to her like, "Oh, I'm gonna tell your mom," and she jumped on him and she scratched him. And he didn't realize at first, but his friends afterwards were like, "Dude, you're bleeding. Like, look at your shirt." And my mom was telling me this, and like, we were laughing so much because it's so, like, you don't hear about like a 14, 15-year-old girl like scratching someone,
Exactly.
like jumping on them and she was telling, I was like, "This is bizarre." And my mom, like, I showed you the pictures, like, it was so crazy. Like, and the pictures were taken like 3 days after that happened, and he still had these like really, really deep scratch marks.
Yeah.
Like, it was
You sent me
crazy,
this
and I
and
was
I was
like,
like, what the
yeah, and all I could think is, were there no adults at all in like the reception area of the school? Like, sure, it was after hours, but still, like when they're at school, like they're the school's responsibility. You
but
can't leave like fucking they're minors.
did anything happen to the girl in the end?
I don't know. My mom didn't tell me. Like they were gonna have like a meeting with all of them, but she was like, "Well, I'm gonna be busy at work, so you need to organize it when I'm off work." But
Yeah.
I don't know. But like she still did talk to the school, and she was like, "Check the security footage. This is serious." Like, because she was saying, and this is really important because like apparently one time this girl did like a similar thing, like where she was pissing off like this dude, and she hit him, and when the guy was like upset, she was like, "Oh, like I'll tell everyone you sexually harassed
Yeah.
me." Which is so terrible because
Fuck.
it's such a serious
Who
accusation.
raised you? Like,
Honestly, it's so awful. Like it's such an incredibly serious accusation. And especially like in this world that we live in now, it's like this would ruin the kids, the boy's life,
yeah,
you
exactly.
know? And if people like find out that it was fake, then that like invalidates a lot of other people who may want to come forward and say, "Hey, this is something that happened to me." Because then everyone's going to be like, "Oh, well, she lied. You're probably lying too." Because unfortunately, that's
Exactly.
like,
Yeah,
and she even said to my brother, like, after she scratched him, "I'll make your life miserable." Like, that's so
who says
creepy.
that? Like,
She literally said that, like, it's a fucking 15-year-old was like, "I'll make your life miserable."
like who
And, like,
does
my
that
brother was
want?
really lucky. He was right under two security cameras, dude.
Dude, thank God.
And so my mom said that she went to the school and she was like, "This happened," and she was like, "This is really serious. Like, my son was the one who was, like, at the end of the violence, you know?
Yeah.
Like, this is really serious. Just because it's a boy doesn't mean that it's any less serious than, like, if it happened to a girl." So she wanted to make sure that this was getting attention, which is, like, totally correct. And that's, like, something, like, even my brother was scared of. He was like, "Mom, maybe, like, you shouldn't talk to the principal because what if they think that maybe I did something?" And I was like, "That's so awful."
It sucks.
But yeah. But otherwise, yeah, like the way my mom told me about this, she was like, "Sarah, some girl scratched your brother's back, like scratched up your brother's back." And I was like, "What? The
What?
fuck, mom?"
I hope not.
Yeah, I was like, "What? Like, hold up. What do
Seriously?
you mean?" Yeah, exactly. I was like, "What do you mean?" Like, and she said it in such a way, and I was like, "Mom, what?" And then she told me. I was like, "Oh shit,
That's so
okay."
funny.
My mom is ridiculous, man. Um, but
Yeah.
but yeah, cool. My AirPods just went did a ding. Um,
Okay.
which means okay, Martini.
Okay.
Over and out. You wanna end it on this one?
Yeah, guys, thanks for listening. Like,
You like my podcast? Gee, thanks.
comment,
It just
and
started.
subscribe. You like this
Comment
podcast?
and subscribe.
Comment, subscribe.
And subscribe.
You like?
Just comment.
Use
Oh, okay.
the button for the likes.
Leave a like. Subscribe. You like? I see it. I like it. I subscribe. I don't know.
I subscribe.
I got it.
I listen. I subscribe.
I listen. I listen. If you guys made it this far, comment you like my podcast. G thanks just started in brackets. Oh yeah. In brackets. Oh yeah. I sound like one of those like middle-aged people like reading like what? I should be a sad bitch. Anyways, sad bitch is out. Peace. Take care, lads.